have learned, maybe you'd already heard the story, that Draymond Green swung on his teammate Jordan Poole. Now we've got the video. You're seeing it here, late to TMZ Sports. Draymond kind of doing the slow creep, right? Then he's going to do a little chest press action, then a Poole push, and then a Draymond haymaker.
Wow.
It's raising questions about their chemistry and bringing out sucker punch experts everywhere, including some reaction from players across the league. Trae Young tweeting, Draymond is trying to get to L.A. Damn. Evan Fournier said, there's no way you can get back to being teammates after a punch like that. And Isaiah Thomas tweeted, all I'm saying is you ain't responding with a punch if that's somebody you really rock with, especially after a push. But I ain't in the practice, and I didn't hear what was being said, so I'm going to leave that alone. But damn. Ooh, let's bring in our NBA reporter, Brian Windhors now. Windy, what's been the reaction to the idea that this video got out in the first place?
Yeah, so obviously the Warriors were pretty upset about this becoming public, and they have launched an investigation as to how it happened. And the league reacted dramatically, Elle. There was kind of two reactions. One, the breach of protocol to allow this to get out of the building, and two, whether or not this becoming public now would apply pressure to the Warriors to increase the penalty, because obviously it's quite the blow that Draymond Green delivers there. And I have to say, this is one of those things in professional sports where there's some nuance, and that is that in some ways the breach of privacy and the breach of the sanctity of the locker room may be in some places regarded as a bigger problem than the fact that two teammates got into a fist fight, which is relatively commonplace in the history of the league. So obviously it's not a simple situation. It's not, right? But optics. And now that it's been released, because the people and the public have seen it, how could potentially that impact how the Warriors handle this internally? Right. Well, General Manager Bob Myers said yesterday that they weren't really planning on suspending Draymond Green. And one of the things that I have been told, when the Warriors leadership met with the team's veterans over what to do about this situation, one of the concerns that the veterans had was that the first game of the season is ring night. And any sort of suspension of a regular season game would have meant that Draymond would have potentially missed that important moment. And so that might have been a factor in the Warriors deciding, at least not initially, to suspend him. Now, there are preseason games between now and then, and there could be other action taken. But the Warriors' initial move when this became public was to search for how it was released more than anything. Yeah, well, I think because originally when you heard about this story, they sort of played it off and laughed it off. This video tells a little bit more and adds a little bit more to this idea of just a chippy, right, sort of altercation at practice. Brian Windhors joining us as Golden State sets to tip off their season against the Lakers in only 11 days. Thanks, Wendy. We're not done either. We'll continue to get reaction to this situation. Our NBA champ, Richard Jefferson, is going to give us his insight on the severity of Draymond Green's altercation with Jordan Poole.
First day of... We continue to follow a developing story in the NBA as video has emerged from Wednesday's Warriors practice of Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole after he was shoved. Green apologized, according to GM Bob Myers. The Warriors are in the process of disciplining Green. NBA champ Richard Jefferson joining us now on SportsCenter. RJ, you played nearly 2 decades in this league. You've seen fights. You've been a part of them in practice. Where would you rank this one?
This is normal. I would say normal. It doesn't make it okay. Obviously, there's disciplinary actions. I've seen that. I remember Scott Skiles famously said, like, normally at this point in time in the season, I think we were in February, he was used to 1 or 2 scuffles. He was actually mad at our team for not having a scuffle. He didn't think it meant that we were competing or pushing it hard enough. That being said, as much as this is a part of what happens when you're in these environments, you have to look at Draymond Green as an individual that is a leader of your franchise. He's had this situation happen multiple times. I think that part is disturbing, but it's not going to change Draymond. It's not going to change the Warriors. It's not going to change anything other than now it's public, and they need to fix that.
And now that the video has been released, you mentioned it's public. What should be the fallout? In all sorts. We're talking about specifically with Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, the NBA. What should be the fallout here?
There should be no fallout, in my opinion. I think this is an internal situation that leaked. Now, understand this. We saw the video with Aaron Donald swinging a helmet at an opposing player, and everybody was like, oh, should he be suspended? You do not want to start suspending players are having the league have an impact on if they should suspend players based off actions in practice. We've seen suspensions for behavior that has happened in practice, that has happened with teammates, that have happened in arguments. That should be where it should always lie, with the team to handle it. Personally, I'm okay with this. Do I approve of Draymond's actions? Do I think that this is a good indication of him being the type of vet that this team probably needs? No. Draymond's response to that is going to be, I'm a 4-time champion. This is how I handle myself. Was it a mistake? Yes, I apologize, and we move forward. So if the Warriors are happy with it, so am I.
Real quick, too. Listen, we've seen pushes, we've seen breakups and all that. I mean, Jordan caught a right and went down. How should Jordan Poole feel about this moving forward as a teammate looking at Draymond?
Well, again, I can't speak for Draymond and Jordan Poole's relationship. I've been in situations, me and Kenyon Martin, we got into a fist fight my rookie year, and we have been close ever since. There was a level of respect. I think Jordan Poole just got him out of his space, and Draymond retaliated. Now, again, this is who the Warriors have accepted as theirs, and they're just trying to move forward. The most important thing is to figure out how this got out and how this got leaked. That is probably more important to that organization than figuring out what to do with him in that punch.
Final thing, just don't be pushing Perk around. We don't want you to get caught napping.
I'm not that strong. I'm not. That's not.
No, I wouldn't say that you're the Draymond of that situation. I don't want you to get caught napping. Don't push him around.
That's fair. I just kind of poke. I poke the bear and then I run away. He can't keep up with me. That's what's. You're wrong for that, Jerv.
Thank you.
Of the altercation between Draymond Green and Jordan Poole at Warriors practice. It was on Wednesday. The video, it shows Green stepping up to Poole, who reacts by shoving the Warriors veteran, and Green then punches Poole, knocking him down before several people at the practice intervene to break it up. You can see Green on your screen there. There was no video, though, that showed what led up to the incident. And yesterday, Warriors GM Bob Myers said that Draymond Green apologized to the Golden State Warriors on Thursday morning and is not expected back at the practice facility until tomorrow. So there was plenty of reaction on social media following the video surfacing. But first, let's get to our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, who is joining us now on the phone. Hello, Woj.
Hey, Malika.
So let's just start here, Woj. Are there any discussions about this now becoming the league's jurisdiction? And how does this video being made public, how does this incident change what's going to happen here?
Malika, there's no question that the video being made public, complicates this scenario. And certainly yesterday, the Warriors made it clear that there was a punch thrown, that essentially people saw, Draymond Green, as responsible for escalating what had started as talking and then pushing, and that there were going to be repercussions, and that people within that organization, including their key players, were not happy about what happened. But when people see it on video, certainly it illuminates it in a different way. And I think from the league point of view, Malika, you look back at the history of these kind of practice skirmishes, go back to 2017, Nikola Mirotic getting hit by Bobby Portis, and there was an injury suffered, which is not what happened with Jordan Poole, but Mirotic suffered damage to his face, was out for an extended period of time. It was the Bulls who suspended Bobby Portis multiple games. And I think typically the league would like to leave it to the teams to handle, because these things do happen internally. And I don't know that the league wants to go around policing instances like this, even if they do get on video. And so I'm sure there's conversation going on between the league and the Warriors. I do think in the end it'll be the Warriors that would make a decision if there's going to be any further or maybe an elevated punishment for Draymond Green that maybe wasn't there yesterday before the video was public.
Are the Warriors, Woj, launching an internal investigation into how the video was actually leaked?
Yeah, Malika, they're not launching an investigation. They launched an investigation immediately. Obviously, they are not happy that that video got out of their practice facility, and they're trying to figure out where it came from and how it got out, whether that was somebody internally or whether that was somebody. Listen, there are different people who sometimes have access to a practice, and so they're trying to figure out how that got out. And obviously, you would imagine if it is somebody internally in that organization, there would be severe repercussions. It is not always easy, though, to find the root of a leak like that. They may or may not be able to, but certainly that's a priority for the Warriors now, is to figure out how that video got out and got on TMZ.
Woj, thank you so much for your reporting here. There was plenty of reaction on social media, as I mentioned earlier, following this video surfacing. You can see Isaiah Thomas tweeted, "All I'm saying is you ain't responding with a punch if that's somebody you really rock with, especially after a push. But I ain't in the practice, and I didn't hear what was being said, so I'm just going to leave that alone. But damn." And then Evan Fournier said, "There is no way you can get back to being teammates after a punch like that." And then Trae Young added, "Draymond is trying to get to LA. Damn." Okay, so that's what players are saying on social media. Bringing it back to the desk.